What's going on, everybody? It is. He just likes wearing the damn headphones. Joe, what are you doing to me, man? What are
I
you
can't
doing
have
to
the
me?
hef. Damn it.
It just, it seems distracting. We don't need the headphone. Listen, man, I know. You're sad that we changed up the format,
But
but we're together
but
in person in real
but
life, man. In real life,
I mm,
it's okay. It's okay. You'll get used to it. Anyways, everybody, we are here on the couch. This is Joe, this is Kris, and I'm EQ. The
bullshit.
weird couch, to be specific.
See, if I had the headphones on, I wouldn't hear that crazy talking.
You got a point. You got a legitimate point there. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about something. We're having fun, but we're going to be talking about something that's serious. Not super serious, but serious because I remember growing up. I don't know about you guys. I remember growing up, and I seen it a couple different times, especially in like the TV show like Unit, like military TV shows. Right? They had these guys that stayed home while their wives, who were in the military, would go overseas and deploy. Right? And so it was this whole thing where not army wives. This is a different show.
Okay.
What's the question? You had this,
I'm confused about what show you were talking about.
the Unit. There was like two guys.
Oh, I have seen the unit.
Yeah, there was like a one or two guys in
That
there.
black guy was like the
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in that
Carry
show, one of the guys happened to be no, it was Army Wives. It was a dude. There was a dude in Army Wives that was a stay-at-home dad, and then he was the only one with the wives. It used to be looked down upon like that dude's not a man, because men don't stay home. They go out and make the butter, the bread, the cheese, the bacon. And if they're not doing that, then they're not worthy because they're not doing their job as a man.
You know what? You talking about staying at home making butter, cheese, and bacon?
Are you
Wasn't that
hungry now?
necessary? No, wasn't that necessarily the woman's role? When she would stay at home and she would make the butter and make the bacon. The guy would be slaughtering shit.
Exactly. But I'm saying that's the terminology now. When they say, go make me that bacon, honey. So the guy goes out, makes that
That
cheddar.
bread, that butter, that cheddar. Know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That squall, that guap.
So, anyways, this guy makes me laugh all the time. Anyways, in today's society, we have a lot of push for equality from the women's side. Like, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean treat me differently.
You're a woman.
I mean, I have moobs, but I'm not a woman.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Just because I'm dressed this way.
Just because I'm dressed this way. So,
Shut up,
Kris. Who?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, shut up.
Kris is a stay-at-home dad. He hasn't always
Guilty.
been a stay-at-home dad. This is just recently because he got accepted into a bachelor program for business, and him and his lovely fiance Amy just had their first child together. Kris is second, Amy's first. Ethan Avery earlier this
Yay, all day.
earlier last
No.
late last year. When is his birthday?
August 30th.
August 30th. So August 30th of last year, he was born. And so Kris became a stay-at-home dad. So we have a few questions for Kris because as fathers ourselves,
We're jealous.
we kind of want, well, not jealous. My daughter lives with her mother, so, I'm not a stay-at-home dad. Frankly, some people have a different opinion about me. We won't go into that.
Okay.
I love you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Someone
So Candace, our creative assistant, came up with some questions, and so are you cool with this? You want to fire away? Joe, you want to start us off here?
Let me get the questions
Can I
right. Hold
pass
on,
if I don't dig the question? Can I pass?
If you don't dig the question, I would say pass, and then kind of like maybe give a small explanation. As you know what, it's a little too personal, something like that.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't seem like you're just blowing off the
Gotcha.
audience.
I just need an out. It's all good.
So I'll ask the first question. Yeah, I like this one. Has anyone ever referred to you as Mr. Mom or categorized you in a female role? And how would you respond to that?
So, in short, yes. The answer is yes. I have been called Mr. Mom. Typically, it'll be when I'm surrounded by the circle of friends that I like work out with, that kind of thing. We poke and prod at each other, just like any group of friends do, just like even we do. You don't got to be in the weight room. But,
How?
yeah, typically. But then I kind of also consider the source in my environment. I hang out with a lot of hyper masculine guys for the most part, so I gotta consider the source. The other part is this is just kind of a part of the new norm. I mean, we live in a new version of society where, 30 somethings, rather than the notion of them staying at home and living with mom, what ends up happening most times is it ends up being like in a roommate situation, because our economy dictates that things are just spread a little easily when everyone's contributing. So, instead of everybody having to own their own home, because it's not as realistic as it used to be, right? So, so being a stay-at-home dad is just a part of that new norm. You got to do what you can to get ahead. And in this case, is benefiting us twofold, because one, childcare is incredibly expensive. So I'm able to eliminate that expense, and then also I'm able to spend time, bond with my child, be the child's influence rather than trust him or them to someone else. And then I also get to earn my bachelor's degree, which will help me get a little further in life. So I mean, I consider those things, and I don't really, take too much of the Mr. Mom stuff to heart. So I just kind of like, it's the new normal. This is the new normal. Weird is the new normal.
Weird is the new normal. So how do you like? You consider the source. Have you ever gotten angry
brush
over
off
that?
your back, throw off your shoulders.
Like,
No, not so much, because most people that have a child understand that you just gotta have you have to do what you have to do.
yeah, it's not based on female male. It's like you just do what you got to do.
Right. Whereas, I guess it depends on their upbringing, their, I guess their culture, whatever.
Mhm.
I can see where that might sway someone's perspective. But for the most part, if you got kids and you want what's best for them, you got to do what you got to do. So usually when someone is very critical or won't leave that kind of thing alone, it's usually a person that doesn't have their own children or any experiences that
judgmental for no
relate
reason.
to my own. So
Yes.
that's all.
What the fuck do you do all day?
I like
No.
this question.
No, on the real though,
My fiance asks the exact same thing.
I mean, no, seriously. I'm pretty sure you have like a set schedule of what you do.
I do,
Just
yeah.
like any mom would. They usually have, when they have the kids at home, they usually have a set schedule. The kid leaves at this time, they do this, that, and the other as far as housework or whatever, and then leave. You got something like
That's
that?
pretty much it. Yeah. So it starts at my fiance gets up for work 6. That's when I get up with her, because then the baby's up, obviously, and then at that time is when I have to get my 9-year-old son, Kris Jr., up for school, and then we get them situated, him dressed and rolling. He's out the door and on the bus at 7:40. She's usually out the door to work, either shortly before or shortly after, and then it's playtime. We hang out. He's a few months along now, so we're doing different little leg workouts and little squats and things like that, trying to get him ready for running around the house. And then
Baby Hercules.
What's that?
Baby Hercules.
Baby Hercules.
That's what I'm
how we
talking
do
about.
it all day. And then we try and get him fed. He usually feeds every few hours, so I get him fed, down for a nap, usually about 10 a.m. And that's usually when I can crack open my textbooks and start to flirt with the idea of getting my schoolwork done. Because then just about the time I settle in to actually do the schoolwork is when he wakes up. So we do that. He gets up, and then we go through that whole process of feeding, changing, and trying to get him back to sleep again. And so then again, usually about 1, 2 o'clock, we get there, and then he decides to sleep. And then that's when I can usually go, okay, I can do some schoolwork. And then I say, well, I can actually go knock out the kitchen real quick. So then I procrastinate on the schoolwork and I go do some housework, because if I'm not doing my schoolwork, at least I'm making my fiance happy by cleaning the kitchen.
True.
Yeah, so then usually she gets home, and then I go to the gym, and I do the gym thing for an hour or two, and then I come home, and then I have to rush to deadline to get my schoolwork in at the last minute. And so that's the routine. That's
Okay,
it.
I got a question for you. Do you find it just as stressful as working?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime there's routine involved and you have to be a certain place, certain time, things have to be, a certain way, there's going to be a certain amount of anxiousness, a certain amount of wanting to make sure that you follow the schedule, that you're doing everything the way that you're supposed to. So, yeah, I mean, they're tiny tyrants, people. Babies, you think that they're all, cute and cuddly, but they have demands. They have demands, and they cannot meet them themselves. So you have to be their arms and their legs and do all these things for them. So yeah, it's stressful. That and there's a small life involved. It's not like it's not like a goldfish. If this one dies, I can't flush them.
What?
So there's high stakes. There's high stakes.
I just had a picture of Kris taking the baby, like, you know what?
No. We can
Flush
talk
him
about
down the
that.
toilet.
No, that happens. That happens in the real world. To
It does? They actually flush him down the toilet?
people. It's happened.
They flush the baby.
Yeah,
Oh, I know what
stories,
you're talking about.
There are stories where like women will be pregnant, not know that they're pregnant. Sorry, we're going on
Oh.
a tangent.
Completely.
I was talking like an actual, like, the baby's born, and you're just like, you know what? I'm
they
done with
give
this.
birth on the toilet and they don't even know that they gave birth. And
Oh
they're trying
my
to flush
God,
it.
seriously?
Yeah. It's happened.
I'm sorry.
Well.
I'm sorry. If that's happened to you, I
Honestly,
apologize. I had no idea that
Honestly,
happened.
I'm not positive. That might have been something I seen on Law and Order. My sources are the same as
I'm
Donald
hoping-
Trump's. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. Those are my only sources.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a trip, man.
I'm gonna pray for a lot of people, mostly people in this room right now. Okay, so yeah, it's just as stressful, right? So, now here comes the personal shit, right? You know it's coming. So, you know how if the tables return, and the man gets home from work, and it's late at night, and the woman's laying right there, and you roll over and tap her on the shoulder. You ever get your woman that I'm too tired? It's a stressful day thing going on. No, I can't do it. I got a headache.
No.
No,
I'm still.
you still right and ready to go,
Still
huh?
male.
Okay. Just wanted
I
to.
can see the struggle in your face and your mind. Like, how do I say this without sounding like such a
No, I was just curious because sometimes we do get that cold shoulder,
That's true.
and it's like you've been home with the babies all day, and we understand being a parent as a single parent, single mom, or stay at home dad. It is a full-time job. Not downplaying at all. So the men get the cold shoulder sometimes, even though they've been home with the baby. So I'm just trying to see from your point of view and the table roll reverse.
No, and I've never thought of using that, but I might have to. We'll see.
You might do that
If it's on the table, and if it's a tool that I can enter into my tool bag, my relationship tool bag.
I mean, you can utilize your resources,
Does Amy
man.
watch these videos? Because I have a feeling that if she watches this video, that you might not be able to use that.
True.
It's no longer going to be a tool in your tool bag.
I mean,
Amy, if you're watching this, I did not put him up to that.
and
We'll find out.
that wasn't my question.
It wasn't his question. It wasn't his question. It's not our fault.
You have them all scared of you. It's a good job.
Yes, because she's quiet, bro. I think she said
And the
15
quiet
words
ones
in
are the
last 2
crazy
days.
ones. The quiet ones are always the crazy ones.
That's why I talk all the time. I don't
Those are
want
the
people to know I'm
ones
crazy.
that like they pull out a knife and you don't know they're
She doesn't
behind
say
you.
much, but when she says something, she means it.
I think I know the answer to this myself, but for the audience, do you feel like you socialized less? Like your social life before you went to work, you talked to other adults, you went out and did things or whatever.
Yes.
So
I went from a management position at a very busy nursing facility where we're problem solving daily, which problem solving in itself is engaging. It's stimulating. I'm a fan of challenges like that, especially when it's kind of like a large puzzle. And I was always having, well-spoken, articulate conversation, with other educated people. And yeah, so I do miss that because, yeah, I'm at home and I'm watching, well, I do like, I'm not gonna lie, some of the cartoons I do dig. Teen Titans Go is a genius show.
yeah, that's pretty
For
funny.
real?
It's pretty funny.
Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go is the most creative cartoon on television right now.
Okay, so real quick, I have to stop you because I've been wanting to say this like just in person, but I wanted to wait till on video. I wanted to
record it?
I wanted to record this, okay? Because ever since
For
you've been telling
posterity.
me about Teen Titans Go for like 2 weeks now, and he's been sending me clips of it and everything like that.
Okay.
I say this lovingly, and it's just a theory, but I think what happened is that he has become so encumbered in the stay-at-home dad thing with the kids that he's adapting to his environment, and he's like I'm liking things that maybe aren't actually as good as they are.
So
right?
maybe it's like kind of like a twist on Stockholm syndrome. He's like
Yeah, exactly.
identifying with his captors. Your
So like,
captors.
if he was like basically if you weren't a stay-at-home dad
Might be.
and you were back in the management position or whatever, things like that, and you just happened to come across Teen Titans Go for just some random reason, you'd probably be like, it's really not that good. But because this is what you do, this is part of your environment.
No, because
like,
I
you're
can't
like,
say
oh my
that.
God, so you got to watch this because you want other people to join you in this thing that maybe not be as awesome.
Well,
as you think
okay,
it
so
is.
no. What I'll say is, I was definitely and probably would be less apt to sit and watch it in its entirety. That's for sure. But having said that, this show has so many callbacks, to so many different nostalgic elements, but still has a modern appeal to kids. But there's so many like throwback references. This is the only cartoon on TV making consistent Golden Girls references. People, it's so good.
Hold on, they
It's
make
so
Golden
good.
Girls references.
Golden Girls
This is one of the
like
things
references.
that
like.
Okay,
You're
like
talking about-
Cyborg decided that he was going to become the Green Lantern in one of their episodes, okay?
Okay.
So he has the Green Lantern ring, and he can create anything with the Green Lantern ring to fight his opposers. So with the ring, he creates the Golden Girls, and the Golden Girls proceed to use their charming, little old lady shit talk while beating the shit out of the bad guy.
So hold on.
And in the background is like this cheesy Golden Girls theme music. It's beautiful.
Golden Girls
I
is the
love it.
shit. I love Golden
Absolutely-
Girls.
Oh, it's one of the most well-written shows ever.
So Blanche and everybody, they were all there, huh? Just
Yeah,
Okay.
ass kicking
that's what
with
I'm
the
talking
Teen
about.
Titans. It was great.
That's what I'm talking about.
So yeah, and then one of my favorite episodes recently is one where it pays like total homage to old like hair band metal and the imagery around old, 80s and early 90s cassette tape and like that whole music culture where everything was neon and they had like Pegasuses flying through the air with these geometric owl figures, and it's just this is a children's show, but there's so much to it that it draws the kid in me, the creative in me. It draws me to it.
It's kind of like the adults that are making the show are like, I'm tired of making a kid's show. I got to throw some of my stuff.
So
in
it's
there.
either that or political news is usually how I fill my day.
Okay.
Anyway.
So.
Teen Titans Go.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's a question on here that says, are any of your friends also stay-at-home dads? But I'm gonna put a twist on it and be like, do you have more friends that are stay-at-home moms? Like, do you socialize with more stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home dads?
Oh, well, no, because I don't really live in a neighborhood that's really full. I mean, the neighborhood next door only has like a couple of homes with kids in them, and I don't really socialize with those people really much. So no,
Jesus
Yeah, that kind of got me myself.
Christ.
So no, my
Hashtag
social
blessed.
circle's still the same. I pretty much socialize with the people that I work out with. People I see on my everyday travels to the store, that sort of thing. I hang out with my brother-in-law on occasion. Social circle's pretty small around here, but that's also a good thing. It's a small town, so if you're not careful around here, you could get to be in like high school.
You got the regular, typical like, okay, you're a man, she's a woman, right? And there's certain.
I like to think so. Yes.
I hope so.
I would hope.
There's certain things that are, and not in a negative way, but like are expected of you, because you're the male of the relationship, right? And so, with that being said, do you find it difficult to take on the role as a stay-at-home dad or stay-at-home parent while she's at work, but then also the extra added of still being the male of the relationship and having to look after those needs as the father, the head of the household kind of deal, like.
So role conflict?
Like
is there a role conflict?
Like, do you feel like there's a role conflict?
No, I don't. I feel like, because when she's here, we're both doing it. So if anything, my being the stay-at-home dad doesn't diminish my role as the male. It enhances it, because now instead of 2 capable motherly hands, now there's 4, capable hands. And I think it says a lot about a man that can be nurturing.
Yes.
So,
sure.
Really
so I definitely don't see it as a conflict or a detriment. Because at the end of the day, my gender role, in the house, is still the protector. The whole goal of me going to school is to, secure a better career. So to also be the provider. So while in the short term, she's bringing home the bacon, and which is great, and I'm proud of it. Long term is going to be me bringing home mucho bacon. So that's the goal.
That's the goal. That is the goal. So I think what we should try to do, really, instead of saying stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home mom, because I believe the stay-at-home parent could be one of those gender-neutral roles, in the transition of like how we view the world and things, and instead of I guess speaking of it as in either it's a feminine duty that a male is doing, we start to change it out and say this is what a parent does, no matter what your gender is.
Well, technically, that's how it's always supposed to be. You just went gender neutral on me, and I'm so proud of your politically correctness. I mean, it's 20,007. I mean, I'm about to say 2017.
It's 20,017.
It's 2017, and he's growing up so fast.
No, I still got a lot to learn, but I'm definitely expanding my my not only my knowledge base, but my I don't want to say spiritual base, but my connection with the universe and how that plays with my connection with humanity. Because I'm really all about. I'm trying to be more about humanity in its entirety. So, even though I have other views on things, like humanity is most important to me.
I have to give a huge shout out to the man over there, the Kris right there, because a lot of men could not do what he's doing. Oh, and they will tell you, there's no way I could even deal with that. I can't take on that role. They'd rather be out there bringing home the bacon or in the streets banging and doing other stupid stuff that they shouldn't be doing. So big shout out. You're doing the damn thing.
Thank you.
It's really good.
I appreciate that.
I believe it's a damn good influence, especially on young males now coming up.
Agreed.
That
thank you.
More males out there decide to do certain things like this, like being a stay-at-home dad, and giving that influence out there. Like we had males in our lives give a great influence to us. So definitely appreciate your willingness to answer these questions and give us some insight into this. I think that's it for today because it sounds like he has to go do.
To come full circle.
Yeah, he has
little
to go
EA.
some stay-at-home dad duties. So this is us. Fridays on the couch. We'll see you guys next time. Be weird, be kind, and be human.
Be kind, be human.